Hey guys, thanks for coming back. Hopefully you're enjoying the content here. Still figuring things out. So on today's episode, I want to... This video quality is really bad. You can't see what's behind me at all. I don't like it. I know how to fix this. Give me a moment. Oh, okay. This is much cleaner, much nicer. I think I'm gonna get comfortable around here now. I had a really bad camera, needed to upgrade. I like my space now. Anyways, guys, today I want to talk about a game, very good game. No one's really talking about it. When it came out, it was a big deal, but it very quickly got overshadowed by another game in the same franchise, so no one's really talking about it anymore. The game in question would be Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. This here is the collector's edition of the game. I picked it up on launch. Really fun game. I honestly only just finished it as I kind of fell back into the DS again, as I kind of fell out when the Switch hit really quickly, so I wanted to play this, but I never got around. The story in this game is absolutely phenomenal. I love how simple it is as far as the other Fire Emblem games go, because some of them are a bit more complicated and have a lot more going on, where this one's just more like, don't worry about it. Here's your story, kings, kingdoms, fighting over lands, and then this person's this, but this person's actually this. Yay! Really good, actually. What I love is that in each of the acts that it has, it'll have a big chunk of story at the beginning of that, and then a big chunk at the end, and then everything in between is more or less random battles where you level up your characters, which I love it when games do that, where it's just like, no, these are your story sections, and then these are your grind spots. I love that, because then I can say, watch something else, I can do something. Really brings more enjoyment to the game, and I can really play with the strategy, especially when they're as deep as Fire Emblem ones, because I've seen some broken strategies that are fantastic. But with this game, I'm going to show off what's in the Collector's Edition, as I know they didn't make a lot of these ones. So with this one, you got the Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia game, obviously, cartridge inside, which, again, the box art for this game is probably one of the best, and this was really the swan song for the 3DS. Fantastic system. A lot of the cutscenes that they ended up doing in this kind of showed what they were trying to do with, say, Fire Emblem Three Houses, which was the follow-up to this game. And you could really see that starting here, and how the 3DS was just such a nice little powerhouse for as small as it was, and how old the tech is by the time this game came out. And then you get the CD soundtrack, which is a great soundtrack for a Fire Emblem game. There's only about 2 tracks that are, to me, really, really memorable, but overall, this is a fantastic Fire Emblem soundtrack. It also comes with 3 pins of Alm, Celica, and Marthir. And they're gorgeous little pins. I'm afraid to lose them, so I just kind of leave them in the box, because I don't trust me very much sometimes. But yeah, I'd recommend there's that. And then the final piece would be the Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia art book. These art books for Fire Emblem are gorgeous. I love the character designs for Alm and Celica in this game. The armor is gorgeous for Alm. His is a really nice armor piece. And then we have Celica, whose is probably my personal favorite. And by probably, I mean most definitely, as I love the white armor with the golden accents and then like a little bit of red to match her hair. I think it really makes her pop throughout the game. Also, I think she's super overpowered, and I love it. And then my 3 favorite characters were the Pegasus Knights that you get access to. As far as I'm concerned, these 3 are absolutely incredibly broken as far as Fire Emblem characters are concerned. Because a lot of the time I had trained them up, and I could just throw them into the battlefield and just be like, yes, go. Kill for me. Kill them all. It was great. And then even just like the setups of like the scenes that they have here in the art book, so you can see the scenery of how scenes were set up. Fire Emblem art is just, my gosh, it is just some of the gorgeous. Even like the weapons get high-res image drawings of all of them, as they're all so distinct. The monster designs in this one were okay. I think they were just more of, because it was based off an old Nintendo game, I found the enemy designs a little simple. I loved all the character designs though in this game. Shadows of Valentia is an absolute drop-dead gorgeous game that I would strongly recommend, especially if you're a big fan of the 3DS, as this is like the swan song. And if you can get it, the easiest way would probably just be to download it from the Nintendo eShop nowadays. Trying to find a physical copy would probably be a little difficult, as it came out a few years ago, and it's a little trickier now. With this game, I actually have a really fun story to go along with it. With this game, it always makes me think of a friend's wedding of mine, because it directly correlates to that wedding. The game and their wedding were on the exact same day. So I was still in school at the time, didn't have a lot of money, so I said, hey, can I grab you guys a copy of Fire Emblem Echoes Collector's Edition? They said that's fine. So we made the arrangement. I then went out and managed to grab two, one for myself and then one for them. So when the day came of the wedding, I then had to go to that store at 10 a.m., pick it up. There was a bit of a line, so I got held up by at least half hour, 20 minutes. The key to this story is actually from where I live and where they live. It's about a 3-hour gap. I absolutely love those two, but the 3-hour gap creates a hole in my heart some days. It deepens and makes me cry. But when I was going there, I had to pick up a friend on the way. I don't blame him for this, because I also got stuck in traffic on the way to him. So I had to drive from where I live to the pickup location, and then I had to drive to the middle of the city of Toronto, and then drive out to London, Ontario, which on a Friday at about 11:30 can take up to 2 hours and a half. Normally, if you're lucky, it takes 2. It took us 2.5. The wedding was at 1:30 p.m. Now, we did manage to make it, kind of. We made it in the sense that we got there when it started. We weren't inside the building by the time it ended. We got there at like maybe 1:30, 1:32 at the latest. We had set ourselves up, we were walking in, touched up our hair a little bit from the drive, and we were walking inside, and all I see is another guest who I knew personally walking towards me, and I just looked at her and went, "You gotta be kidding me." And she's like, "Yeah, that was a 5-minute wedding. That took no time. They wasted no shenanigans getting married," which was great. I just wish I was there. To this day, I still feel really bad that I wasn't actually at their wedding. I was there for the party part, so the reception and everything afterwards, but I didn't actually get to see them do their vows, and I've always been a little sad about that. So, if you two are watching, Tyler, Ashley, happy anniversary. I hope you enjoyed that little story of how I messed up at your wedding. I would love to see the tape someday, but you know, we'll see if that ever happens. Hopefully next time I come visit you guys, will show it to me. Alright guys, so with that said, that's where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Strongly recommend check out Shadows of Valentia if you ever get the opportunity, guys. Alright, take care. Have a good one.